Hello there, everybody. Welcome to Shaney Entertaining. Here to talk some Star Wars again. I've got to say, guys, I'm not one for reading hieroglyphics, but I'm pretty sure that the writing is on the walls, and it's not hard to make out. You don't got to be some kind of some hieroglyphicists or anybody who translates or writes hieroglyphs for a living in order to read what Lucasfilm is trying to tell us. And yeah, it's not good, guys. It really isn't. It just seems like they don't want us anymore, guys, and it's kind of offensive and it's hurtful. But it's there. I mean, the truth is they obviously don't want the old fans anymore. I mean, here we are, the old fans who've supported this franchise for years, bought the books, bought the toys since the 70s, bought all the movies, the DVD packages, bought all that good stuff. Even with this movie, you know, practically, they don't even have to spend a dime on advertising, just tell us Star Wars is out, and we would have done it all for them, really. I mean, they could have saved a whole ton of money, not advertising, just say Star Wars is out, and we would have done all the work for them. But apparently, that's not what, well, Disney, Mickey Mouse, ha-ha, and Kathleen Kennedy and the bozo clowns from Lucasfilm, Disney Lucasfilm now, they obviously just want the kids. And why do I say that, guys? Why do I say that? Well, I mean, if you just look at the evidence is right there. For one thing, there's absolutely no remorse, right? I'm not hearing anybody out there say, like I said before, there's no press conference with Mickey Mouse saying, oh, I'm very sorry, oh, let me ruin your franchise. That's not happening. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard Kathleen Kennedy even just say anything remotely, you know, just anything to at least defend the movie, defend anything that they've done, or to even talk about it in any sort of way. The only thing we've ever heard was just like, there might be some, and this was just rumors, because that was never confirmed, I don't think, that there was just going to be a few, oh, we're going to send some novels out there that is going to explain the reasoning for why we ruined my Luke Skywalker and made Leia fly through the air looking for a spoonful of sugar that makes the medicine go down, right? And also why there was no love for Han Solo, just killed him off, and no funeral, just, you know. I mean, I've heard some people's takes on things. I mean, people in the comments have told me a lot of interesting things. You know, I've heard, you know, like that it was designed for children. That's all they care about is what the kids want. And I mean, why do they want it for kids? Obviously to sell the toys. But then you look at that, doesn't make sense because the toys did pretty lousy. You know, there's countless YouTube channels just dedicated to going with a camera into Walmart or into a Toys R Us and just saying, look at the toy section, and it's always full. And I've noticed the same thing when I go look for toys, that the Star Wars section is the only one that's still completely full. So it just boggles the mind, and it just makes it hard to really understand. I mean, then you have J.J. Abrams talking about, you know, oh, you know, if you don't like Rey, I mean, again, I don't know if this was out of context, but from what everyone's saying, he said that, like, you know, the article is like, oh, you know, if you don't like Rey, then you're obviously sexist and you don't like strong female leads. And I'm like, really? I don't like strong female leads? Because I could have sworn I really liked Ripley. I could have sworn that was a female lead that I really loved. I just watched the Black Panther. There's a ton of strong females in that one. I really love them. So where's this whole strong female lead thing that I don't like? You know? But you see, they're not even listening to us. That's the thing that gets me the most. It's like they're living in this bubble, you know, this little bubble that they created. This Lucasfilm bubble with just Kathleen Kennedy, you know, and Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams and Mickey Mouse just sitting on there huddling, you know, la 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 la. We're not hearing this. We are great. We made gold. I'm not hearing it. La, la, la. You're all racist and sexist. I don't want to hear it. Right? That's what they're doing, and we're sitting here yelling and shouting out into the bubble. Just, guys, it's not about that. It's just, your movie's not good, and it sucks, and you ruined all the great characters from the past. Like, what the hell? What are you talking about? And they don't care. They're not listening to any of it. I don't even think they want to listen. They don't care. They just don't care. And that's really the thing that gets me the most. It just seems like they're just going along. You know, there's no announcement about the 3 movies Rian Johnson's making, and we're like, are you still going through with that? I mean, are you guys crazy? Are you insane? Because if it's about money, I mean, okay. And this is another thing. I mean, it has to be sort of agenda-based. I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, what sane company that cares about profits, like you'd assume that Disney does. You know, that Mickey Mouse is there saying, "Where's all my damn money?" You know, because everything they're doing sort of sounds like they want money, but then they're just like ignoring the truth and the reality of it. It's like their main agenda, and I've heard people say this. This is not for me. I'm just, people in the comments have told me this, and I've read heard other people talk about it. That they really just want to kind of get rid of the old guys, and that's sort of. I mean, even if you think about it, listen to what they just said, right? They got rid of the Wilhelm scream. I mean, what's the need to get rid of the Wilhelm scream? I like the Wilhelm scream, and everybody likes it. It's just a little fan service. It didn't hurt nobody. It doesn't hurt anyone to have once in it, in a movie. It was just something that a running thing that you just have all the time. Just like Schwarzenegger, he had to throw in the "I'll be back" in all of his movies, right? So this was just like that, and it was fun. Who cares? But they had to. But the fact that it's not even that they left it out. It's the fact that they had to make a point of telling us they're leaving it out. See, they could have just left it out and have us going, "Oh, did you hear the Wilhelm scream? I don't think I heard the Wilhelm scream. Maybe we should watch it again. I don't think I heard it." Right? Instead of having us have that debate, they just decided to tell us, "By the way, guys, here's more evidence that we really don't want your money. We don't want your old person money. You know that old gross money that you maybe they just want new money. They don't like old money coming from old people's pockets. It's just new money from new people's pockets is all they want, right? Because you know, and because they to actually make an announcement like we're not doing that anymore because our theme is out with the old and in with the new, and it's like, is that really your theme? Because I could have sworn by all the advertisements and the commercials and that you just had all these old timers there to get us in the theaters. And then when we got there, you're like, "By the way, now that you're here, we don't want you anymore. Get out." Okay. You know, and we're supposed to sit here and not get angry about any of this? Like, you know, it's like too hard to please the old timers. They're always going to complain. And so instead of that, we're just going to make sure that they just leave. And we're going to make it so bad that they don't want to come to the theaters anymore. And who cares what they think? We need to raise the kids with these new ideals of SJWs in a world where Mary Sues are plenty and women can just do anything and you know, just grab a lightsaber and use the Force without any training, and you know, and old people drink titty milk. You know, just we're gonna use that. This is what we want to teach our kids, right? That bad evil people like Kylo Ren are good to fall in love with because, you know, be damned with your morals. You know, we want an immoral society, and a society where no one has to work to become anything, no one sacrifices anything, and don't listen to old people because they're all stupid, right? That's what they want to teach the little kids, because that's what it sounds like, you know, because they want us not to be there anymore. Maybe they don't want us to tell the kids, "Hey guys, these aren't good messages, so don't listen to this." Like, it's like they don't want that. So, I don't know. Think about it. I mean, just think about something that doesn't make sense to me. Just always never made sense. I'm a sports fan. I love hockey. And if my Leafs, which were horrible for years and years and years and years, and years, and years, and years, we got to a point where we were fed up. We said enough. Enough is enough. We stopped going. We not all of us. I mean, they still bought tickets because they're corporate seats. But, you know, we stopped watching it on TV. The outrage was ridiculous. We screamed and yelled. We threw fruit onto the ice, and you know, we threw jerseys on the ice. We threw our kids on the ice. You know, whatever we could toss, we threw onto the ice. And eventually they got the picture, right? And they said, "Okay, we got to fire this, we got to fire that, we got to fire." And then they did. They just backed the truck up into the ACC and just took the entire organization, threw it in the truck and drove off, and then brought in some whole new team. And that's what they did. And whereas I'm not seeing the same sort of, I mean, the outrage is there. I'm seeing all the outrage. I mean, look at it. People are writing petitions. People are trying to sue Lucasfilm. People, like, there's nonstop talk on YouTube is going crazy, still exploding over this thing. You know, all this stuff, and yet not one peep, not one word. If this was a professional sports organization, there would have at least been a manager saying, due to the public outrage, you know, we still stand by our general manager, although we feel that we need to go a different direction. You know, they could have done that, but they don't. They haven't done any of that at all. It's just like, you're nothing, we're in the bubble, blah, blah, blah. You know, just continue like, you know, continue like nothing's going on. It's still throwing out the Solo movie, even though they it's like the arrogance is like, the Solo movie's gonna come out, and they even publicly told us that it's gonna be crap, and they expect it to be crap. Well, not that it's gonna be crap, but they don't have faith in it, and it's obvious because the way the advertising dollars aren't there. They're not advertising it as much. They're not putting out trailers or anything. So they're not. If they had faith in it, they would spend money. They're not spending money, so they obviously have no faith in it, and they don't care. They're just like, ho hum, whatever, you know. And then what? Didn't J.J. Abrams just say, oh, by the way, you know, I just finished writing that script that I didn't say I had not that long ago. I didn't know where it was going, but 2 days ago I decided to write the script, and it's all finished and fait accompli. And oh, by the way, yeah, we're going to delay the shooting now. Which I find suspicious. Why are you delaying the shooting? Is it because you want to see how Solo does first before you decide what direction you want to go into? I mean, that again just proves that they have no plan, no direction to take this series in, and it's still sitting there going, we're going to make it up as we go along because we don't have anything planned for the future for this franchise. We were just in it to sell toys and to bring in some kids and get rid of the old people. That's all we cared about. Which I'm telling you guys right now, this is going to go the way of DC. This is going to go the way that DC went, if not worse. I mean, DC was offensive, not offensive, but DC was so bad. But I don't think they truly understood how the fans felt until the Suicide Squad movie, right? Because when the Suicide Squad movie tanked as bad as, I think they actually believed that that movie was going to do well. And I think they actually thought, that Warner Brothers thought that that was going to be the one. And I really think the tanking of that movie and the outrage of that movie was just so bad that it was just like beads of sweat were coming down, right? And then when the Justice League came, that's why they started messing with the Justice League. Let's throw in this thing, this. Which I liked the Justice League. I thought it was a bad movie, but I still enjoyed it. In a campy sort of way, I still enjoyed it. I mean, because at least it was fun. I mean, it was horribly made and the story was full of holes and, you know, so much nonsense in it, but I still liked it. I still enjoyed the movie for what it was. I mean, Superman was Superman with CGI mustache and everything, but at least it was fun to watch him, you know, punch the crap out of Steppenwolf. So I didn't care. And that Flash sequence was really fun. You know, did it make sense? Who cares? It was just fun, right? This was neither fun nor made sense and was offensive. It was like everything. It was like the trifecta of go F yourself. It was in this movie. And since the movie was over, it's been nothing but go F yourself from Lucasfilm. It hasn't stopped. And the reason why I think this is not going to go well for them at all, I mean, even if their idea is to make sure that all the old people get so fed up that they don't want to have anything to do with Star Wars anymore and just have kids come in, I really don't think that's going to work. Because, I mean, think about this. One of my favorite bands growing up, and still one of my favorite bands of all time, is the Beatles. Alright? And why is it the Beatles? It's not my generation. I wasn't born in the 60s, so I have no affiliation or ties to the Beatles at all. Well, what got me into the Beatles? Why do I love the Beatles so much? Because of my father. My father sat me down, made me listen to, Shane, sit down and listen to this is good music here. And I'm like, no, I just want to hear it. But I was a kid, and, you know, it was just like, we're going to play this, and boom, and like, you know, and the Beatles came on, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, we hope you will enjoy the show. And I'm like, this is off-key waddling, the Beatles. But eventually I loved it. My dad started to talk about the meaning of the song and the meaning of that and why I should like this and why this is awesome. And it grew. It became part of my upbringing and my childhood. And I think of the Beatles, I think of my father every time, right? Because he made me appreciate the song the Beatles in a way that I didn't when I first heard them, right? First you hear it, you're just a bunch of offbeat guys going, I wanna hold your hand. Then he talks to me about the meaning of Strawberry Fields and all this stuff, and it hits you at a different level. But who was there to tell you that? Who was there to groom you? It was your father, right? The old generation. And then you have an appreciation for the new stuff. And now I went out and bought the Beatles albums, and you know, I'm here listening in high school, I'm there listening to the Beatles, you know, like it was new to me. And that's what I'm trying to say with this. It's like, what do you think the Star Wars fans are doing to their kids? They're plopping them down in front of the television saying, well, son, I want you to watch this. And they see Yoda and all that. You know, they see the lightsabers for the first time. They grew up with Luke, just like we grew up with Luke, but they're seeing it now through the eyes of their father. Their father was teaching them the ways of the Force. You know, and now they were raised with that. And now their father is like, this is garbage, this is crap, and they're going to listen to what their father says. And they're not going to buy, and you're seeing the evidence of that because still none of the kids are buying any of the toys. And I hear a lot of kids online who hate this movie. A lot of kids that cannot stand this movie, not just adults. So they're dropping the ball on even that, and so I really think they're going to get hurt real bad. I really think they're misreading the situation right now, and their stubbornness to stay completely silent and not talk. And in any time we talk about the movie, it's defensively attacking the fans, you know, calling people sexist and all that crap. It just shows the lack of understanding of the situation. It's disturbing. It is, because the more they do this, the more anger, I think, the more pushback is coming. Because I think people would have forgotten about this a long time ago. If they just came out and said, yeah, sorry guys, we dropped the ball, wasn't that good. Yeah, some people liked it, but for the most part, the majority of people didn't like this movie. And, you know, we're going to try and do better. We apologize for how we handled Luke Skywalker. You know, which I know they would never really do, but it would be nice something to hear someone out there say something, right? Instead, we get nothing. We get accusations of sexism, and yeah, it had nothing to do with sexism, and you know it. People are like, well, we know it's not sexism. I'm not sexist. We don't have to explain anything to them. I know I'm not sexist. I mean, I'm not feminist, but I'm not sexist, right? I have nothing against strong females. I like strong females. It's not that. It's just about insulting our intelligence, and that's what they keep doing every 5 minutes. And that's why nobody could drop this. That's why when I hear people saying, oh, it's just a movie, like people on my comments, it's just a movie. Get over it. Don't see it if you don't want to. It's hilarious how they're being so insulting. It's like as if, like I said, it's like they're trying specifically to stab us, purposely to keep us out of those theaters. Us, as in the older generation, who grew up with the old original Star Wars. So it's plain to see that that's what's going on. And I think until, it's hard for me not to say boycott. Because, I mean, even if we try and boycott it, that's kind of what they want us to do. They kind of want us away from the theater. At least that's what it seems. You know, this is the only thing logical in my brain. Because I can't think of why the silence, why the consistent attacks, why the, you know, the stupid statements of we're getting rid of the old and then get rid of the Wilhelm stream and things like that. And just constantly putting out movies. Like they want to rush movie after movie after movie without any thought. Like no storyline, no plot. Because it's like they just want to appeal to little toddlers, like 2-year-old kids. So who's going to take 2-year-old kids to go see the movie? It's us, right? So if we don't want to go take our kids to see Star Wars, well, guess who's not going to go see Star Wars? Like I said, somebody going to have to hurt real bad. I don't think this is going to end well for Lucasfilms if this continues. And they're slowly destroying themselves, and they don't even realize it. I think they're still stubborn. I think they believe in what their strategy is. And I 100% don't believe it's going to work. What do you guys think, guys? Are you like me? I mean, you can tell by the tone of my voice. I'm outraged here, you know? They're ruining my Beatles. Yesterday, Star Wars was a great film they played. Then we had nothing for a decade, but now we have nothing, Ray. Why Luke had to go, I don't know. Think Johnson's slow. They like to puff their chest while they made Luke milk a breast. That's horrible, guys. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I think this is purposefully done. I think it's a purposeful attack. I think they're digging their own grave unknowingly. I think they're stubborn, and I really think that this is not going to end well for Lucasfilm. I think it's going to end with everybody being fired at some point, and it might even end with Disney selling. And maybe that's the best thing. Maybe Disney just says we can't deal with this anymore and sells their property back to Lucas. I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm thinking is the end game here. I don't know how many bad movies it's going to take for that to happen, but I do believe that's the inevitability, because it just seems like this is agenda-driven, this whole thing, and it doesn't sound like it's just a bunch of coincidental bad movies. See, DC movies seem like that was just bad movie making and bad decisions. This seems like they don't even care that they're making bad decisions and they're losing money, or that they're going to lose money. I really think that this is agenda driven, and the agenda is to get rid of us, the people who watch this film and grew up with it, because they want to groom a whole bunch of little Jedis. They want a bunch of Padawan learners watching this from now on, which I don't think is going to happen either. So, like I said, tell me what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and then click that alert button too, because every time I throw out a movie or a video, you guys can get a ding, you know, and say, hey, look who's here. It's the crazy guy with the weird faces and voices. Alright guys, so like I said, thank you very much for watching, and